Welcome, friends! It is I, your host, Oscar, and it's time for another Sunday vlog. And this time we're looking at SmashMuck Championships in the background while I do the vlog. Now, I know I haven't done a one-shot for it yet, and maybe I will in the future. It's a very fun game. I enjoy it a lot. It's pretty arcadey style kind of thing. And it's just fun. There's a good variety of characters to play as, and a good variety of modes to play as well. And they're all very quick, all like under 10 minutes. They're really, really fast modes, and I like that. When you have like not that much time, you can play this. So if I don't have time for like a 20-minute game in Smite or a 40-minute Conquest, something like that, and I just want to play something for 5 or 10 minutes, I can play this. So that's pretty cool there. Let's see what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, of course, Smite stuff at the start, and then we'll talk about personal stuff and answer questions at the end. So Smite stuff, okay. First up, let's talk about Amazon Arachne. So some of you have seen the video, some of you probably have not. So what happened is in August they had a contest where you would make a video about your favorite god in Smite, and then that's basically what you did. You talked about it, you said this is it, and then we did all this footage for it and all this and that. And we got first place. We got first place on an Amazon contest, so that is just awesome there. We were featured on Amazon's website for a little while, and that was great. So that was really cool, but we could not release the footage on YouTube until the 30th of September because of contract stuff. So it's now on the YouTube, so you can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And one of the prizes we got was, well, there's two prizes. One is just being featured on Amazon, which is good publicity. The other is getting the tomato skin for Kali. It's too bad we couldn't get two, one for me and one for Jinx, but it's cool that we got the skin, and I'm enjoying the skin a lot. And as we saw with the matches, I've been wrecking face with her. I've actually been playing way too much arena with her. I have 11 matches with her in arena, and every single one has a triple kill in it. I have triple killed in every single match with Kali. It's ridiculous. And that is something special, and I didn't record them because, well, we've already done enough Kali recordings, so I've just been doing them for fun. And it's been pretty good. I can't believe how well I'm doing with Kali. It's just amazing. Just wrecking so much. You get killed late game, though. Once they start building defense, then you're in trouble. But early game and the mid game, you were just distracted with Kali, and that is just great. It's just something special. Let's see what else. Let's talk about, oh, Mercury. So Mercury, this guy is squishy as balls, and he can do some nice damage, but it's good controlled damage. His one can nuke if you know what you're doing it with it correctly. You have to do it in a group. If you just do your one to somebody, even with all those items you can put on it, it's not really that great. Late game it has some good damage, but then people do have some tankiness to them where it doesn't really mean too much. But if you catch someone with a group, you can do a lot of damage to a group. So Mercury's interesting that he can do a lot of damage to a group, and if you give him a chance, he can do some good damage one-on-one with his 2 and his 3 and stuff like that. But he's more, I feel like he's a more of a team player than anything, really. He does good group damage. His ult can really disorient the team. His 3 can pull someone into a bad situation for other teammates. And there's just interesting things he can do, but I don't really think he's a one-on-one killer all that much. And I don't really agree with his jungle all that much. Some people have done jungle alright with him. I haven't seen anyone do like amazing with it. I've just seen okay junglers so far, and so I'm not convinced on it yet. I've tried to experiment with the jungle myself, and I've had mixed results on my own as well. I guess he could jungle, but I don't really recommend it. I feel like he's better in a duo lane because of his pull. He's good in solo lane as well, but I think his strength is with a teammate more so than just being on his own like a jungle or something like that. That's really what I think, just because of how effective that pull is. He has Sobek's old pull. Those you don't know, Sobek used to be able to ignore minions with his pull. That's how it used to be, and people thought it was broken, so they made it that he has to clear the minions first. And now this guy can do what Sobek used to do, and I don't think it feels broken right now, but we'll see in the future if I just have been doing it wrong. Bastette's passive. Now, her new passive is good for her. It's better than the old passive because, well, they've shortened respawn time, so her passive is less useful. The best Bastet user was someone who never used her passive, which means you never died, because it's a good thing to use because you died. But her new passive is, of course, Wound, and it's better for her because she's already a bursty god, so it rewards her burstiness, and that's great. That's good right there. You just have to think about how you do it, though, just because you don't want to put Wound on your 2, you want to put Wound on your 1 or your 3. So you still have to think about what you do, but it's pretty nice. And we will have a match coming up with her that went pretty well, just checking out the passive, and it went well. Another early surrender, of course. We keep getting those. And I talk about, like, what the hell, what's with all these early surrenders? Even weirder, though, is, yes, because of the longer respawn times, there are longer matches. I've had a couple 70-minute matches, but not when I'm recording. When I'm recording, we keep getting surrenders, so I don't know if I'm just doing well, or... It's, no, correlation, causation, not the same, of course. So it's just the luck of the draw that when I'm recording, we have not been getting the long grinders, which I would like to at least have one long grinder, since we haven't had one in a long time. Like, we keep having these early surrenders, which... It's fine, but I'd like to see the meat of the late game, because we don't really get to see it that much. So it'd be great to see those. And those can have some really good fights, or they can be boring as hell. So I just like the opportunity for that to at least happen, but we haven't had that chance yet. Arachne's we also have a video of that. I do well with Arachne, as I always do. That's not the trick about that. For Arachne videos, it's trying to be perfect and just trying to learn from mistakes. But that ultimate, I only landed it maybe once or twice, but just being able to do it through a wall is kind of ridiculous. Being able to hit someone through a wall, it makes people extra paranoid, because now you're even more scared of where the hell Arachne could be. And you don't want to hug walls anymore, you want to be in the middle of your lane now. It's very interesting in that. And it's a novel idea, it's a novel and fun idea. It's fun to get people through walls and scare them and freak them out. But it does not help her viability, in my opinion. It's nice. She can pull people. She can separate someone from that group late game, making it a 4v5. I mean, a 4v4, which is great. That's cool. That is a good thing right there. But her cripple was way more useful. We know that. Her cripple was way more useful. It kept people down. Slowing people down, of course, you can still do that. But the cripple just kept people in place, and you could just do so much damage to them. So I still feel Arachne pre-cripple patch, the one that we played for like ever, was the good way. Was the best Kali there. No, why do you keep saying Kali? Was the best Arachne there was. That was the best Arachne to me, because she had a strong early game. She had a cripple, and her ultimate, of course, relies on skill. You gotta do that correctly. The new Arachne now has this ridiculous wall-piercing ult. She doesn't have cripple anymore. She's a little bit stronger on her bite, and her eggs are pathetic. They're not worth doing the early game anymore, and late game they just die easily, so it's unfortunate. So really, it's just I love Arachne, we know that, but girl is not viable right now as far as anything really high level. Like casual conquest, she's still fine. That's fine. That's nothing. But high level play, I don't think she has much going for her. With good coordination, that Aethereus could be useful, but I don't think she's going to be a real big deal breaker for anyone in the team. Like she's not going to be that amazing thing. No, she'll be semi-effective, but not as effective as she could be. That's really what I think. Let's talk about the Smite guides and strategy and teaching and all this stuff now. Now, there's an important thing I try to do, and that is, for beginners, I did make it pretty black and white. This is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, and stuff like that. But I think the deeper you get into a game, the more gray it gets, because there's just different things you can do. And this is a annoyance for me, is there's only to an extent you should follow, I feel. Like, pros have good builds, and those are good suggested builds. You should try out those builds. But if that's the only build you ever do, that's the only build you follow, then I feel you are hurting yourself, because you're not experimenting and coming up with better ways and things that you think you can optimize yourself to your playstyle, just how you think you want to do the god, or whatever situation. So, I think in the beginning you should be very black and white. You should definitely follow suggested builds and go with that. But later on, as you get better in the game, you should experiment with your own stuff. If you don't do that, I feel like you're stunting your own growth as a player. And that's really what I feel. So, we got a bit into that with the guide. Is at the start I'm saying you should only build the Bomba. You should always build Bomba if you're a beginner, and you should experiment from there. That's really what I kept saying, is build the Bomba. You must have the Bomba because it's good for you as a beginner. And later on you can learn and figure out what gods don't need to have the Bomba necessarily, and go from there and figure out your own stuff. And that's where it gets gray, is the better you get, the more you should try to figure things out on your own, or with some help, I think. Because if you don't experiment on your own, then you won't really get a real good feel of things, I feel. So, really, that's why the guide is very stated that it's for beginners, and it'll help out other people consider things, but for the beginners, it's pretty black and white here and there. But when you get deeper into things, it should be more gray. It should be consider these things, consider this, consider that. Don't just do this or just do that. Like the builds I have are, we see them as far as my AD build. I always do the same build because I like the sustainability of it. And there's that, but I do experiment once in a while, see if there's something I'd rather shift in or out. And that build isn't always necessarily for every fight. Certain fights, other builds would be better, and it's more to recognize that. But for general, I like doing the specific builds you see me do every time. As we see with the new gods, though, I always experiment and do stuff that not everyone agrees with. Like when I went tanky Thanatos, it worked out very well. It really did. If I only went for power Thanatos or cooldown Thanatos, I don't know. Like, you have to understand and get good positioning, this and that, and it just takes time to really know what you're doing. I think playing it safe the first couple times to learn what you're doing is pretty good, so going tanky helps out with that. And I've been pretty successful going tanky with people who should die in 2 seconds anyway. But once you learn better positioning stuff, I think aggressive builds can work out for you, and just knowing where to position yourself and do this and that. But that's just the way I do it. I see the criticism, I go, okay, whatevs, because I know what the hell I'm doing. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. And really, Mercury had a lot of experimentation to it. We saw the fruits of it in Arena. I did like about 10 matches before that Arena recording, where I'm just getting destroyed. I went like, was it 319 in a match? I was just getting punished for being Mercury. They were diving towers to kill me. They went back to our Phoenix to kill me. It was like they really did not like me. I was getting trashed. I was awful, and they did not give me a chance to recover. And it was just, damn, they really don't like my ass. And so I went 319 in a match. I was like, holy crap, I am bad with Mercury. But eventually I figured out what I need to do for him, and the build I liked for him, and what would work out, and I've been doing better. I saw in Arena I did excellent, and when you see Domination, I do ridiculously well, to the point that I'm just laughing like a madman because I was just enjoying it way too much. And it was just crazy. It really was. What am I really saying is experiment. There's nothing wrong with experimentation, because you might find something useful or something that works out. Because if you don't experiment, how are you going to innovate? How do you innovate if you do the same damn thing every time? That's the thing. You don't innovate. But there's 2 different things to go about it. There's innovation, doing different things, but there's also consistency and increasing in the consistency. Like we see with my Arachne games, I'm very consistent in what I'm doing with Arachne, and I'm trying to improve on that. And I think that's very important there as well. And I think I'm saying 2 things that are counter each other in the wrong way. It's all about timing. You want to innovate, you want to be very rock solid black and white when you're first playing a game, I feel. And following the advice of others really helps you out. You can try to get your own ideas as well, which I try to do, but it's not a bad idea to just listen to others a little bit when you're starting out. In the middle, you can consider what other people are thinking, but you should also innovate on your own. And I think late experience, like when you're better at the game, you should be trying to refine what you've done, try to perfect what you've done. And that's really what I think I'm showing, at least attempting to show with everything I'm doing is, at least with Arachne was, at first we experimented with builds. We went with builds that people were mentioning this and that and what we thought with our own ideas. We innovated, and now Arachne's really been lately has been just trying to perfect our gameplay with her and trying to refine it and be as good as we can with her. I really feel that's what developing Arachne has become in that way, and I think that's just the condition of how you should be as a player, is the cycles of how you should be getting better at a game. So we'll of course continue to get better with Arachne and at the game at large on its own as we experiment and try to refine what we're doing. And I guess that can be said for anything, really. That's the same thing can be said for this channel. And when we started out, we of course didn't know what the hell we were doing. We're looking around, looking for advice on how to do things, what burns to use, whatever, this and that, all these things. And we got a pretty good setup, and there we were. We're doing alright. You can see that from the first videos. We're trying to be competent. We're making mistakes here and there, but trying to get better at it and do this and that. And then along the way, we've been innovating, finding better and bigger and better ways to do things, better ways to edit the audio, better ways to edit the video, things I could do better, things Jinx could do better, just finding ways we can always improve and innovate, and just experiment and do more and more with that. And right now I'm feeling not comfortable, but I'm feeling like we're in a good position with the videos, where we're making them pretty well, I think, especially with the new innovations with the highlights and everything. And we're And we're still trying out new ideas, but at the same time, we're also refining what we're doing. Like, I'm refining what I'm doing with these vlogs. I'm trying to get better at the vlogs. Trying to get better with how I talk for all these videos and everything. That's refinement there. I don't really think we're innovating is the way that I talk. We're refining what I'm doing. But in other ways, we're still innovating. We're still trying to find bigger and better ways and changing up the way we do things. Like when we did the sky cam with the Arachne video like 2 weeks ago. Like, we're going to try to do that again sometime in the future, and that'll be cool. That's still innovating and trying to do that. And we'll, of course, refine it, figuring out when we should do the sky cam and when we shouldn't. So there's that. There's also just whatever we're going to do in future videos. This is what I like is with the videos we do, we always learn new things from them. So we're always innovating in that way because we're trying out new challenges. And then over time, we'll try to refine what we learn from there. And so we're not perfect at videos. We know that. And we know there's other things we can do. There's a lot of amazing things we can do with videos. And we'll keep figuring them out as we do that, as we make more guides, as we make more Smite shorts. We haven't forgotten about the Smite shorts. We're still going to do that at some point in the future. But it's just 2 of us, and we have other things we have to do at the same time. We make 13 videos a week, so that, of course, takes time as well. And we're just learning and doing all these other things. And then the new challenge is going to be streaming. I mentioned this in the Bastet video coming up. But we've been experimenting with streaming, and we found some things working out, some things not working out too well. And we found is when we stream, when we've done practice streamings of Smite, I get pretty laggy and a little rubber bandy, and that's something to be concerned about. And as we go up and down with how much bandwidth we use for the stream, we find our quality going up and down in reflection of that, while our lag goes up and down as well. So the better our lag, the less quality we have on the stream, and vice versa. So we're trying to find that balance between the two that is satisfactory. Now for offline games, like if we wanted to go back and do Scribblenauts or Thunderwolves or something like that, I feel like we could go higher in the quality because we don't have lag to worry about. But for something like Smite, we needed to worry about lag, because I want to put on a good show. If I just keep dying or missing things because of rubber banding, that's not going to be very fun. We can still enjoy time together as I'm doing the streaming, but it'll suck if all I'm doing is just dying or not doing anything really useful for a team while streaming. Like, it's a balancing act. You want to have a good performance while having fun. The real goal of a stream is to have fun, or to teach, or just interaction with you and the viewers, stuff like that. Winning isn't necessarily the goal of a stream, but winning really helps with the mood of the stream, I'm sure. Because if I'm losing every match, if I lose them well, then it's fine. But I'm losing them because of lag or this or that, and I don't know. I don't really think people really enjoy losing because of technical issues instead of losing because of just getting outplayed or just being wacky and screwing up or something like that, I guess. That's my own thought on that. Last thing about Smite, let's see here. Yes. The deadline on the 1K sub videos. Okay, so the anniversary is the 19th of October. The deadline for both is going to be the 12th. So what I mean is the deadline for the clip show submissions, which is, I will put a link for it. Like I said before, it's, you go back, look at whatever Smite videos, like any of them, and you say, this is the episode, this is the time for the clip. Then put in the comments for the other video, the 1K subs help video. And then we'll look at it and we'll make a list of top 10 or 20 or whatever, our favorite ones from the ones that you have submitted. We won't pick any of ourselves. It's all going to be fan submitted. That way it's a participation between us and you guys. So it's our community here doing this. The other 1K sub video, which is the what's it called? Which is the fan request video. The deadline for that will also be the 12th. So the last ones will be whatever game you guys suggest on this video. We'll look at the last couple of vlogs, see what was suggested, and pick from that, and then we'll face cam it. And we'll do that. See anything else on that? I think that's it. One last statement. Face camming. We have made an overlay for Smite for face camming. I don't know if we want to face cam YouTube videos. Well, of course, face cam streams, that's for sure. But YouTube videos, I don't know. Maybe we'll do once in a while. We'll try it out and see how that looks. See how that works out. But it's going to just be a lot of me just staring at the screen and making sure I don't F up. And you'll just see me flap my gums as I talk, of course. So I don't know how that'll look as well, because I don't know. I don't really know how that'll look. When it comes to streaming, I think the focus is 50-50, 50 on the game, 50 on the viewers. But for a YouTube video, it's more focused on the game itself and what you're saying while you're doing it, than having the focus on interaction with the face cam at the same time. I don't know. Although I guess you're not supposed to even interact with the face cam, it's just supposed to be there to show your naturalness to it. So, I don't know, that'd be interesting. Just a lot of thoughts. Maybe it'd be fun, maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. Alright, so, okay, that's everything Smite related. I might say a little more random things here and there. Oh yeah, Hell Rework is going to come out next Wednesday patch. It's supposed to, at least. Sneezed. Okay, it's supposed to come out next Wednesday, the Hell Rework. And it's supposed to be a reskinning, but some people think it might be also her powers. So I don't know if it's her powers as well. Hopefully it's just a reskinning. It looks like she doesn't have her donut anymore, which is very sad if she doesn't. And also, black and white are split, so she's all white and she's all black, which I personally am not a fan of, because I liked how she's a contrast to both at the same time. She's both black and white. She's supposed to be both pretty and ugly at the same time, both alive and dead at the same time. Instead, she's alive or she's dead, which aesthetically I'm less interested in. I'm sure she's gonna look pretty as hell in her white form. They haven't shown her black form, so I'm curious how that's gonna be. But we'll see as we go. I'm a dude, so of course I appreciate what I see. But also, I'd like to see some different things at the same time, because I don't want to just see like everything is the chest and the back area. Like I don't want it to just be that. That's my opinion, of course. I just feel like there should be some variety. You want sexualization and then not too sexualized here and there. Same thing with the dudes. And we got a good mix of that. We got fat dudes, we got skinny dudes, we got muscular dudes. We got a good mix of dudes, but the females, I feel like it's mostly TNA, and then we got 2 sensibly dressed chicks. That's about it, from what I can tell. That's everything Smite, I think, right now. Oh, also, wait, no. Sun Wukong is coming out this month. And New God should be after Hell. So I think it's supposed to be Hell, New God, Sun Wukong. I think that's what it's supposed to be. But we'll see if that's really what happens. Things can always get delayed. And I can't wait for some voice packs. I want to see what the Bastet voice pack is like. I really, as much as I don't play Hell as much as I used to, like I love Hell, I would like to see what her voice pack's like, because that's got to be a very complex voice pack, and that would be fun to see. So I can't wait to see whenever they make that one. Now that's it for Smite. So if you're only here for the Smite stuff, there you go. And now we'll talk about everything else. Starting now. Okay. Talk about Legends of Aethereus. That was the one shot this weekend. Legend of Aethereus is... I put a lot of my opinion there, so I shouldn't really say too much about it again, but I enjoy the game for what it is, but it could be so much better. It really could be, and it's a shame as what it is, and hopefully it gets updated or something, because I'd like to see that game get even better. But now that it's out and released and people are freaking out about it, I don't know what it's going to do. It might just kill the game, who knows? Because I don't. I think early access would have given the game something better to it. Would have helped it out. But making it just full-on released, I don't know about that. So, we'll see about that. People calling it like the War Z. I don't think it's like the War Z at all. I don't feel like there was false advertising. I just feel like they just went out with something that could have been better. They went out with an inferior product that could have been a lot better. And I don't really feel like anything was lied about, from what I've seen. Alright, see, there was a sale, and we got Receiver. Receiver is a crazy-ass game. Receiver is one of those... It's not really slender, but it's one of those games that puts you in high pressure and just scares you a little bit and keeps you tense the entire way through. Very intense game. Almost had a heart attack. Played about an hour of it, and I got kind of deep, and then I just died horribly. I'm like, okay, alright. You randomly spawn on a stage, you have limited ammo, you have to find more ammo, you have to find these tapes. Like Slender, you have to find these notes, in this one you have to find these tapes. And there's things trying to kill you. There's turrets and things flying around trying to kill you at all times. And it's very tense, you always have to be careful what you do at all times. And it's, like I said, tense. We are gonna play that game at some point, and we're gonna do the scare cam thing, or, well, face cam with me freaking out at it, because that game definitely gets my emotions going. That was a very intense game, so... Look for Receiver in the future sometime. But the first face cam will be the 19th. I figure it'd be unfair to do a face cam earlier than that, since I said the 1K sub videos would be the first face cam. So After the 19th, we'll do we'll figure out what we're gonna face cam, this and that, one shots for face cam, streaming with face cam, all that stuff. After the 19th, we'll figure out when and where we're gonna do all these things. But those are things we're gonna do. Let's see what else we have here. Prime World. Prime World came out yesterday or the day before, and it's an interesting idea here. They're saying it's not just another League of Legends clone, and it isn't. It's got some interesting ideas. I don't know if I want to do a video on it or not yet. But the way it works is it's a mix between kind of those cow clicker kingdom building games and League of Legends. You have portions of the game where you're doing MOBA, and you have portions of the game where you're just building a base. And it takes like hours and hours to build your stuff or to gather resources. And that's where the mix is. What's interesting though is there's a roster of 30 heroes that you can unlock. And who you can use is based on how rested they are and this and that. So that's a really cool concept there. And it's just a lot of interesting ideas, a lot of funny ideas, and I don't know if I want to do a one-shot on it or not, or just talk about it now. But it's just got some interesting ideas. My problem with it is the gameplay itself, also the voice work. Some of the voice work is excellent, and some of the voice work really makes the game less enjoyable just because of how bad the voice work is. It's I don't know, it's like making this amazing cake and then putting tomato sauce all over. That's really what it feels like. It just ruined how sweet that thing is with how not sweet the voice acting is. The gameplay itself is not so good either. It's really slow, not very fast paced, and it takes forever to win a match. I was doing a match with AIs, I was just crushing it. I get like 40 kills, and yet it took me 40 minutes to win the match. It was really long, so I really worry about that. They do have interesting ideas. They have the idea of native land. Gives it a bit of tug of war. Is each patch of land as you're going across the lanes, this is tri-lane as usual, you can conquer it and make it native land, which gives you little bonuses to it. And the enemy can do the same thing, and there's also minions that will try to convert the lands at the same time. There's still towers and everything, there's still jungle and all this. But the native land idea is pretty interesting because if someone dives into you, you're on native land most likely, and so they have a little bit less for them and a little more for you, and so it's even riskier for them to try to take you out. So I find that interesting and pretty cool there. It's got these interesting ideas, I just don't know if they work out really. I think it could use some refinement. There's a lot of games that could use some refinement, that's for sure. And Prime World could use some, and the gameplay could use some work right there. What else is there to talk about? Ah! Superhotgame.com. Never heard of this thing. Someone sent me the link to it and showed me it, and I played it. It's like a 10-minute little browser game. It's a little FPS game, and it is impressive as balls. It's a browser game based on the Unity engine, which is of course used for browser games. And it just being alive. I'm 27 now, and seeing where games have been and where they've gone to this point, just seeing a browser game to that degree is just downright impressive. It's a first-person browser game, and in it, a time only moves as you move. So when you're shooting at somebody and they're shooting at you, you have a good chance of dodging because you're not moving. You can see where the bullets are, and you can just dodge them by just sidestepping them. So you're basically matrixing bullets and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. It's only 10 minutes, but it's impressive as heck what it is. And I think they're trying to make a full game out of that, and because it does say trial version on it, so yeah, they're trying to make a full game. And it's just impressive, and I like what I see, and that's pretty cool, and that's why I'm making a shout out to them right now about it. Superhotgame.com is the website, I believe, and it's just impressive. Downright impressive. I liked it a lot. Let's see here. I think that's everything. So let's go ahead and do the questions now. Bleachta334 asks, last comment, I know it's generic and an over-asked question, but could you please play drumroll, please? Volgar the Viking. Now, Volgar the Viking looks like a lot of fun. I've played a lot of really hard games because I've played games forever. So you got like Ghouls and Ghosts, old school games. There's a lot of hard games. Volgar is apparently so hard it's going to make you rage, and that's fine. Games are meant to be hard, so that's fine if that's that hard. That's definitely something worth considering, playing Volgar the Viking. And that would be a fun one for the anniversary, I think. That'd be a fun one, but only one person suggested so far. Remember, this is majority, whatever everyone wants me to do, we'll do. Right now, everyone's said a game, but no one's really agreed with anyone else for another game. So nothing's gotten 2 votes. Everything's gotten 1 vote so far. So I'll see. Wolf Tradori asks, could you play Minecraft? And sure, we can play Minecraft in the future, but nothing on Minecraft. I like Minecraft. We did that hunting, we did that Get Hunted Minecraft a while ago. Maybe we'll do that one again. Where what that one was is I had an hour or half an hour to build on a map myself and improve and get my equipment and everything. And then the next half an hour, Jinx came in trying to kill me and I tried to kill her. So she starts with a handicap and we try to hunt each other down and kill each other. And she took me the F out. And it was fun though, it was a really fun game. So no reason not to do Minecraft again. The thing about Minecraft and Terraria and stuff like that, we have Terraria and we enjoy it a lot. But the thing about those games, those builder games is, I am a destructor, not a creator. I enjoy digging, I enjoy blowing things the hell up, that's what I like doing. Jinx likes making things. But I'm a digger, I enjoy digging. In Minecraft, all I do is dig and explore. I love exploring, I love digging, and that's what I do in those games. Terraria, the entire world is dug up because I just like digging. Minecraft, the entire world is dug up because I just like digging and I like exploring and finding things. That's what I do, so that's what those are. So we won't do a straight Minecraft like that. It wouldn't be very fun because it's just me digging and exploring. Although me freaking out at new things is always fun. But getting hunted might be an interesting idea to do again. And then let's see, our last question. Toxic Swag asks, do you think you will ever do a voice cam? I think it's face cam, I mean. I think it's interesting to see people's reactions. And yeah. It is interesting to see people's reactions, and my opinion, of course, is there's a time and place for face cams. I don't think it needs to be in every single game, but I think it could be fun to do on certain games, and a game like Vulgar the Viking would probably be fun to do it on because I know how hard that game is, and I know that would get some emotions out of me. Another one is horror games. Those are scare cam games. Those, of course, are games that are really great with the face cam. They have games like Receiver, same kind of thing with that. Did I said Vulgar, didn't ya? If it's a game where I don't really think I would show much reaction and emotion, I don't think it's really worth doing. Like, Dragon Commander, sometimes I think it would be because, you know, you can hear me laughing and enjoying myself a lot, and there's times where I'm just, alright, this is happening right now. Like, during the dragon battles, of course, I'm going, go, 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 and it's just me just revved up, but I'm not really doing too much. I'm just going, fight, fight, do something, do this, that, this, and all these things. And I'm just not stone-faced, but I'm just constantly the same emotion the whole way through it. Of course, during the dialogue stuff, I'm just laughing my ass up and enjoying that stuff. And I don't know, maybe it would be something worth it. Antechamber, I beat the whole thing. We got everything recorded for that one because that is not a game you should spread out. For Antechamber, that definitely... how the voice cam would have looked, I think, for that one would have been just me going, a lot of me going, what am I looking at, what am I looking at? And then points of just me freaking the hell out. Those freak out points would have been fun to record for sure. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know, I don't understand, kind of stuff like that. Stuff like that happened, and those parts would be fun. So, there's a give and take to having face cam, but there's also the fear of distracting from the game as well. Like, in a game like Antechamber, at the same time, you want to pay attention to everything on the screen. So I think having my face on there would detract from it at the same time. It's a balance. There's a balance to a lot of things, but the balance of this is trying to make it so you're interesting, but the game is interesting as well. And you're not taking away from the game, because it's always about the game. The game is the main event, because, come on, the game is awesome. There you go. Now we're getting to the end of the video. I'm going to go over a little bit. But that's how I feel, is it's about the game, and it's about us having fun together, enjoying that game, and I don't want to take anything too far away from the game, if that makes any sense. Like, we make it our own thing because we're interacting with the game and trying to interact with fans and do this and that and have fun with it. But the game is the groundwork, and the game is important, and it's about the game, really. I think that made sense. I hope that made sense. But when we do face cams, it'll be what we think would be fun with face cam, what we think should not have face cam, and we'll make those opinions as we go. Now then, that is everything. Just want to say a thank you to everyone who listened to the vlog and who has watched the videos. I always appreciate y'all. Every single one of you. It's just great. I love doing this. This is so much fun. Wish I could do it for life. Really do. Let's see here. We are at 1,200 subs right now, and we might break 1,300 by the anniversary, and that would be impressive, because I don't know how much we thought we were going to get, but I don't think we ever thought we were going to break 1,000 the first year. We're having pretty good momentum here. Like, we're not blowing up like some people just, like, in a couple months blown the hell up. Like, you look at Smooth McGroove, who blew the hell up, but he's doing an interesting thing. What he's doing is very interesting, very different, very fun, and he does it very well. And he deserves every sub he gets. Like, we're not blown up like that because we're not doing something as amazing as that. We're just enjoying ourselves with everyone. And so we'll be grinding it out, I'm sure, always. But we'll have fun grinding it out and getting more subs and having more fun. And we're going to experiment with streaming, see how that goes. And that'll be fun to do. Streaming will be fun. It'll be fun to interact with y'all in real time as we're doing matches and stuff. No guarantees how well that'll go, though. But it'll be fun to do that. And we'll do Smite and non-Smite content. And we'll try to schedule things, but most likely it'll be sporadic. And like I said last time, should probably, what's the word here? Connect to our Twitters, both of them, just in case we announce on there. But I'm going to try to also do what I've seen other people do, is put up a short 30-second video going, okay, we're streaming right now. Check it out. There you go. And then that way anyone who's looking at the YouTube will see that, and then that'll be how they get the news. And then we'll delete that video later. But there's different ways to get the word out on the stream, and we'll see how that goes. But right now we're going to experiment still, and it might be private experimentation, not sure. And in the future it'll be all over. I don't know how much we're going to schedule, but it'll definitely be sporadic for the time being. And I think that's everything. Thank y'all for listening, for watching this one and all the other videos. Thanks for subbing. Thanks. Just thank you all over the place. Lots of thank yous. And that's the vlog. I had fun saying it. Hope you had fun watching and listening. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.